Hey everyone, and welcome to this deep dive, where we'll be tackling a fascinating topic.
Oh, yeah.
Rewiring your brain for success and well-being.
Definitely fascinating.
It could be life-changing stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to be diving deep into a conversation between Jay Shetty and Dr. Joe Dispenza, the renowned neuroscientist from the Jay Shetty Podcast YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Our goal is to understand how our thoughts and emotions actually shape our reality.
Okay.
And then how we can use that knowledge to make some positive changes.
It's a powerful concept. And what's really cool is that science is really starting to support what ancient wisdom traditions have been saying for centuries.
For sure.
Like, we aren't just these passive observers of our reality.
Right.
But active creators.
I like that.
We can actually create our own reality.
So let's unpack that a bit.
Sure.
Both Shetty and Dispenza talk about how our repetitive thoughts, anything we think over and over again, become really ingrained in our neural pathways, almost like carving grooves into a record.
Yeah.
And then those grooves, whether they're positive or negative, influence everything.
Yeah.
Our beliefs, our choices, our behaviors, and ultimately our experiences.
I mean, that's powerful.
It is.
And those thoughts,
Yeah.
they can really become these self-fulfilling prophecies.
Oh, for sure.
Dispenza actually calls these negative thought patterns a thought virus.
A thought virus.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like, imagine a virus spreading through a computer, corrupting all the files and causing malfunctions. That's kind of what negative thoughts do to our minds.
So if we're always telling ourselves, I'm not good enough, or I'm going to fail,
right.
then we start to believe it, and we actually act in ways that confirm that belief.
That confirm that belief.
Wow.
It's a powerful analogy, right?
It is.
It's like we're insecting ourselves with negativity.
We are.
But the good news is, just because we have a thought doesn't make it true.
Right.
Dispenza reminds us that we have the power to choose which thoughts we pay attention to and which ones we let go of.
We have the power.
We do.
That's good.
It is.
So how do we become conscious of the unconscious, as Dispenza puts it? Because sometimes those automatic negative thoughts,
geeky.
They can be super sneaky.
It's tough.
It is.
Like trying to train a rebellious pet.
Oh, okay.
You need a lot of patience, persistence.
Yeah.
You have to be aware of the unwanted behavior.
Okay.
Gently redirect it when it happens.
Right.
And reward the desired behavior.
So in this case, the unwanted behavior is the negative thought pattern.
Right.
And the desired behavior is the positive, empowering thought that we want to replace it with.
Exactly.
Got it.
You got it.
So like instead of hitting the snooze button and thinking, oh, I'm so tired, I could say something like, I'm grateful for this new day and I'm so excited for the possibilities.
There you go.
Okay, so new software in my mental operating system.
New software. I like that.
All right, so we've got the thought virus.
Right.
And we've got the rebellious pet analogies.
Yes.
So here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Dispenza talks about the impact of stress.
Yeah.
And he explains how those stress hormones keep us in this constant state of survival.
They do.
Which makes it really hard to access higher levels of consciousness and creativity.
Absolutely.
Like we're always on edge.
Always on edge.
Always ready to fight or flee.
That's right.
So what's key here is that stress depletes our energy reserves.
It really does.
So when we're in that survival mode, all of our energy is going toward just getting through the day.
Yeah.
And it leaves very little left over for any kind of growth or healing or creativity.
You got it.
I see.
And Dispenza asks this really powerful question.
Okay.
He says, why are you that way? Well, I'm this way because of this person. The person or circumstance is controlling the way I feel and think.
Wow, that's huge.
It is huge, right?
Because it's like by blaming our stress on outside factors, we're giving away our power to change. We become victims of our circumstances instead of taking ownership of our own emotional responses.
Exactly.
So it's like handing the remote control of our mind to somebody else.
It is.
And saying, here, you decide how I feel.
You decide how I feel.
Which is kind of crazy when you think about it, right?
That is, yeah.
And that takes us to this idea of reclaiming that power through things like meditation and breath work.
Oh, yeah. Those are so important.
So important. Okay, so we've established that stress is a major energy drain.
Oh, yeah.
But how exactly do meditation and breathwork help us reclaim that energy and rewire our brains?
It's not about becoming a different person through meditation. It's about, becoming familiar with your old self and your new self.
I see.
That's how Dispenza puts it.
Okay.
Meditation, especially techniques that focus on the breath,
right,
can really help regulate our brainwaves,
okay,
reduce stress, and allow us to access those deeper states of consciousness.
So it's like hitting the pause button.
It is.
On that constant chatter of the mind and giving our nervous system a much-needed break.
Exactly. Yeah. And, when we create that space, we can start to observe those negative thought patterns without getting swept away by them.
Right.
We can detach from those old limiting beliefs and start to create new, empowering ones.
So Dispenza talks about 3 distinct types of meditation.
He does.
One for becoming familiar with your old and new selves. One for going beyond the analytical mind.
Right.
And one for transcending those limitations of the body and environment.
Yeah.
And even time.
And even time.
So that last one definitely piqued my interest.
Yeah, he's pushing the boundaries.
He is.
Of, what we think of as meditation. And his research is showing some really remarkable results.
Oh, wow.
He mentions cases of these advanced meditators who can impact things like cancer cells and even generate their own pharmacy of healing chemicals.
Oh, wow, that's incredible.
In their bodies.
It sounds like something out of a science fiction novel. But we're often told that change is an inside job.
Right.
That we need to focus on our individual growth.
Yeah.
But Dispenza also emphasizes this importance of community.
Yes.
How does that fit in?
It's a crucial piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
Dispenza conducted some research using random event generators, which are essentially like highly sophisticated coin tosses.
Okay.
That should theoretically produce a 50-50 split between heads and tails over time.
Right.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
When groups of people meditate together with what he calls coherent brain and heart energy, those machines start showing these significant deviations from that expected random distribution.
So you're saying that our collective energy, our shared intentions, can actually influence the physical world around us.
That's what the research suggests. It's a powerful demonstration of the interconnectedness of all things.
It is.
And it highlights this importance of community, coming together with shared values and intentions to create that positive change.
So like when you're surrounded by people who uplift you, who inspire you, who believe in your potential, it becomes much easier to break free from those old limiting beliefs and step into a new version of yourself.
It's like we're creating a collective energy field.
I like that.
That supports individual transformation.
So we're not talking about robotic synchronized meditation circles.
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that our individual well-being is connected to the well-being of others. And that we can amplify our impact when we come together with a shared vision.
And this reminds me of something Dispenza said about change being a process, not a destination.
Yeah.
It seems like we're so focused on these quick fixes.
Oh, yeah.
And instant gratification in our culture.
For sure.
Always looking for that magic pill or that shortcut to success.
Absolutely.
But real change, the kind that rewires our brains and transforms our lives, requires commitment, patience, and a willingness to embrace that messy, uncomfortable journey of growth.
Yeah, like Rome wasn't built in a day, right?
Exactly.
Rewiring our brains.
It's so much more complex.
Way more complex.
Than building a city.
Yes.
Even one as grand as Rome.
Even Rome.
So for our listeners who are ready to start rewiring their brains for greater happiness, health, and success, where do we even begin?
Start with awareness. Pay attention to those repetitive thoughts.
Right.
And recognize the ones that are holding you back. And once you've identified them, you can start to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this thought really true? Is it serving me?
Right.
Or is it just a limiting belief that I've been carrying around for way too long?
It's like shining a light on those shadowy corners of our minds and seeing what's really lurking there.
Exactly.
Okay, so once we've brought those unconscious patterns into the light, we can start to replace them with those more positive, empowering beliefs. So mental rehearsal.
Exactly.
Visualize yourself living in alignment with those new beliefs.
With those new beliefs.
Feel the emotions associated with them.
Right.
Embrace the energy of possibility.
So if you're battling with imposter syndrome,
okay,
you could try repeating affirmations like, I am capable, I am worthy, and I am deserving of success.
I like that.
And visualize yourself confidently achieving your goals.
Okay, and consistency is key here.
Consistency is key.
Just like building physical strength requires regular exercise.
Yeah.
Building mental and emotional resilience.
Absolutely.
Requires consistent effort.
Consistent effort.
So make time for meditation.
Yeah.
Even if it's just a few minutes every day.
Even a few minutes.
Practice those breathwork techniques that Dispenza mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, be patient with yourself.
Be patient.
Yeah, change takes time.
It does. It's a journey.
It's a journey, not a race.
Not a race.
And there will be setbacks.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you'll have days where you fall back into old patterns. You'll have moments where you feel discouraged.
Absolutely.
But don't let those moments derail you.
Don't let them derail you.
Just acknowledge them, learn from them,
yeah,
and keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward.
I love that it's a reminder that we're all works in progress.
We are.
Constantly evolving and becoming. And speaking of becoming...
Yeah.
Dispenza offers a powerful reminder that we are not stuck.
You're not stuck.
We can rewire our brains for greater happiness, health, and success.
That's right.
But he leaves us with this thought-provoking question.
He does.
He asks, how much more can I open my heart in my day and feel this with my eyes open all day long?
It's beautiful, right?
It is. It challenges us to not just experience these elevated states of consciousness during our meditation practice, but to bring that same level of awareness, presence, and heart-centeredness into every aspect of our lives.
Every aspect.
So to carry that inner peace and joy throughout the day, regardless of the challenges we might encounter.
Regardless of the challenges.
And to cultivate that sense of interconnectedness.
Absolutely.
Recognizing that our well-being is not separate from the well-being of others.
It's not.
And that our actions, even the small ones,
even the small ones,
has a ripple effect.
They do.
On the world around us.
It's a beautiful ripple effect.
It is.
So you're not just rewiring your brain for your own benefit.
Right.
But for the benefit of everyone you interact with.
Yeah.
And the world at large.
That's a beautiful thing.
It is.
So Dispenza encourages listeners to delve deeper into his work, recommending his online course or his book, Becoming Supernatural.
Right.
But he also drops this final intriguing thought.
He does.
He says, the experiment is too good. They're going to continue to be a creator in their life. What possibilities will you create?
Exactly.
What possibilities will we create? Indeed.
Indeed.
Such an empowering thought.
It is.
It brings us back to that idea of choice.
Yes.
We're not just passive recipients of our experiences. We are active creators.
We're active creators.
We have the power.
We do.
To choose our thoughts, our beliefs, our actions, and ultimately, the reality we experience.
It all starts with that choice.
It does.
It's about stepping into our power.
Yeah.
As conscious creators.
I love that, stepping into our power as conscious creators.
Yes.
So it's not just about how fast or slow our heart's beating.
Right.
But about how adaptable and resilient it is.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
Think of it like this.
Okay.
You have a car with good shock absorbers. It can handle bumps and potholes in the road a lot more smoothly than a car with worn-out shocks.
Yeah.
So similarly, a heart with good HRV can navigate the ups and downs of life with much greater ease and resilience.
Okay, that makes sense.
Good.
So how does stress impact our HRV?
When we're stressed out all the time, our HRV actually decreases.
Oh, really?
Yeah, our heart rate becomes more rigid.
I see.
We lose that adaptability and responsiveness.
So it's like driving with the emergency brake on.
It is.
We're moving forward, but it's so much more strenuous and exhausting.
Exactly.
And that chronic stress can take a toll on our physical and mental health.
For sure.
Yeah.
Research has shown that low HRV is linked to a bunch of different health issues.
Like what?
Heart disease. Depression, anxiety.
Right.
Even autoimmune disorders.
So if we increase our HRV, we could potentially improve our overall health and well-being.
That's what the research is showing.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well,
besides managing our stress?
That's where things like meditation and breath work come in again.
Okay.
These techniques can help regulate our nervous system, reduce stress, and increase our HRV.
So Dispenza said that even just 1 minute of focused breath work can have a positive impact.
That's right.
Wow, even just 1 minute.
Even just 1 minute.
That's encouraging.
It is.
So I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. You know, our thoughts, our emotions, our physical health, it's all interconnected.
It is. And that's the beauty of this whole approach to transformation. It's not about separating these different aspects of ourselves. It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of our mind, body, and spirit.
And by addressing one aspect, we can have this positive ripple effect.
You can.
On all the others.
That's right.
It's like tending a garden. When you water the roots of one plant, you nourish that whole ecosystem.
Beautiful analogy.
Yeah.
It is.
And it really speaks to this empowering message.
It does.
At the core of Disbaz's work. That we're not at the mercy of our genes or our circumstances.
Oh, no.
We have the power to heal ourselves.
We do.
To transform our lives and to create a more fulfilling and meaningful existence.
It is a message we all need to hear.
We do, especially in today's world.
Especially in today's world, yeah.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, what is one practical step that our listeners can take today to start applying these principles?
Start with just 5 minutes of focused breath work.
5 minutes.
Just 5 minutes.
Right.
Find a quiet space. Sit or lie down comfortably. Close your eyes. And just bring your attention to your breath.
To my breath.
Notice that natural rhythm of your inhales and your exhales. Don't try to force it or control it. Just observe it.
Sounds so simple.
It does.
But I know it can be really hard to quiet the mind.
It can be.
And sometimes.
You know, our minds are like those little mischievous monkeys.
They are.
Just swinging from one thought to the next.
I like that analogy.
Just gently guide your attention back to your breath. Every time you notice it wandering off.
So patience and persistence are key.
They are key.
Just like training a puppy.
Exactly.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has been.
I'm walking away feeling so much hope
Good.
And possibility.
That's great.
Is there anything else you want to leave our listeners with today?
Yeah, just remember that you're not alone on this journey. There's so many other people out there exploring these same ideas, committed to personal growth, and creating a more conscious and compassionate world.
I love that.
We need to support each other.
Yes.
Inspire each other.
Yeah.
And remind each other of our own innate brilliance.
That's beautiful.
Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and insights with us today.
My pleasure.
This has been a truly transformative conversation.
It has.
Thank you to all of our listeners for joining us on this deep dive into rewiring your brain for success and well-being.
Yes, thank you, everyone.
May you continue to explore, to grow, and to create a life that is filled with purpose, joy, and love.
Absolutely.